Hello, everybody. Woohoo! Hi, everybody. How are you? How are you? How are you? Just waiting till everybody comes in, and then start. That's our lovely wait bot. My name is, for those of you who don't know. Welcome to Barsha, Barsha, Barsha. One day early, Sunday, May 15th, Eastern Daylight Time. Waiting for us to come in. Hi, Tammy. Hi, Charlotte. Everybody. Woo! I love Wait Bot believes in me. We got a great show today. We got one of the most incredible people I know coming in. I'm so incredibly thankful. Hi, Sir Tom.
Hello, hello, everybody. Hello. Woo! I believe in you. Hey, everybody. Welcome to Barsha Barsha Barsha, episode 14. I'm going to sing for my guest. I always like to give my guest a little welcome song. So here we go. Where do you go on Sunday? Fun. Oh, wrong key. Where do you go on Sunday when you want to have fun? Where can you go on Sunday when your day is done? Well, Fireside Chat is where it's at. Our guests are all the best. My guest is an enlightened protectress, a bewitching temptress. Help me in welcoming Myishola the Empress. Help me in welcoming Myishola the Empress. Oh my God. Myishola, are you there? Are you there? Are you there?
I am here. I'm here. Yay. Awesome. Let's see. Hello.
That's Myishola. And I just want to, I'm so happy everyone's here. I'm sorry, I sang in the wrong key for you, but I was trying to get things that rhyme with Empress, and I came up with Temptress and Protectress. Anyway.
I'm here for it.
Oh, good. Good. I want to introduce Myishola. And the reason that I asked Myishola is one of the fireside people here that I go to her show. And if I don't make it to her morning show, I actually listen to her replays. And I'm going to tell you why you've really impressed me on this app. You know, you talk of yourself, your description of yourself in your bio. Let's talk about that. Through energy manipulation and divination, I help others co-create their dream realities. Using passed down teachings and practices, she shares her knowledge in courses, one-on-one, in group retreats, and in individual guidance sessions designed to elevate, enlighten, and enhance. Can we have applause for that, please? That is someone's bio. I mean, you know, when someone puts that out as their bio, I want to ask you, first of all, you've done so many things in your life. Your show on Fireside is dedicated to helping other people. But this is your mission, right? Is your bio your mission?
I feel like right now in place in my life, that's exactly what my mission is. If it changes later, it changes later. But right now, that's where I am.
That is where you are. I know. And I want to just say what some of the titles of her shows are, and we're going to talk about them. So they start out usually at what, 10 or 11 in the morning, Eastern Standard Time?
Your time, yeah, about 10, by around 10. I try to do it around 10. Sometimes it goes later, but no later than 11 usually.
Right. And where are you located?
Houston, I'm in Houston. Yes. So I'm CST, so it's 9 a.m. for our time. I try to keep everything CST for me, even if I'm traveling.
Okay. And do you see her energy right now? It's twice that when you're on her show. Okay. So, and she has loyal followers, some of them who are here. You're my first actual person I'm interviewing on Fireside, and I'm so happy. Trayshawn's here.
Oh, yay. Hey, Trayshawn. Love you.
And Curtis is here too. And a lot of the people that are on your show that I love so much, you're like loyal followers. So tell us your journey. I mean, I would just love to see how you started out on the planet and when you realized this was your mission.
Oh, that's a really great question. So for people who don't know, I'm really, really blessed to be a hereditary witch. So in the beginning, I didn't really feel it was a blessing, but now very, very blessed. So as soon as I got on the earth, my parents both were already magical people and they were already like, this is what we're doing. This is what our kid needs to do. We're going to teach her these things. And they also explained to me that my birth order is very important. I'm the eldest daughter of 6 children. And so going back through lineages, the women were the people who were doing all the work and passing all down our knowledge and all those things. And so me being the eldest daughter, that was it. They were like, you're going to learn these things. But of course, as a child and as a teenager and even as a young adult, I thought my parents were crazy. And it was just something that I just had to just humor them on, throughout life and just be like, okay, all right, yep, sure, yes, father, yes, mother. Okay. And then like, as soon as I get out of here, as soon as I graduate, and as soon as I go to college, I'm never doing this stuff again. Never again. And so I just left it alone. As soon as I did, I stuck to my word and I just thought it was something that was imaginary. So all the things that if you were to tell a child, a child says that they saw a monster in their bed. A normal parent would be like, oh, there's no monster. Maybe you go and humor it and look under and say, look, see, it's all clean. My parents would be like, where? What did it look like? What size was it? Did it talk to you? Do we have to get something? Okay. And then show me what to do. So I had a very magical, very interesting upbringing. Definitely.
Okay. That explains a lot to me because because when you're doing your readings, I have been to psychics. I've done that. I'm a Pisces. I came on the planet wanting to know. Okay. But when you do it, you don't question the messages you get in such a way. So, by the way, let's just talk about how you do it for a minute. So on your show, you'll use various portals. I call them portals. You have some tarot cards. You have that you pick randomly. You have thoughts that come to you. You pick up different objects based on what they're telling you and how we came in contact with each other. I said, who is they? So tell people who is they when you go, they're telling me this, they're telling me that. I'm like, who is that? Go ahead.
Definitely. So I call it the collective consciousness. I feel we all have access to this information. We're all webs. We're all connected. So if everybody knows something and we can pull into that, we can pull in whatever information we need. And so they is usually, honestly, it's us. It's you. It's all the people who came before you that are in your DNA. It's me and all of my people and people who were here before us and energies and entities that we can't even see anymore or see before. And that's okay. And I just get information from wherever, but the information is always like what it is. And the reason why I don't question it is because regardless if I know it or don't know or why I know it or you know it, the truth is the truth. You're going to be the same age, whether or not you told me how old you are, or if it came out of my head, or if the card told me how old you are. Your age is your age. And so when I say they, it's just whatever the information came from. But I am very specific that only certain energetic levels are able to talk to me. Only certain positive energies are able to talk to me. So it's never anything lower than what my vibration is. And if someone or something or entity or you came to me and had a lower vibration than what mine is, I'd instantly feel it. I'd see if I can help you like reach my level of energy. If not, I'd say, okay, we can work with that so that we can come to another day. But anything else, it would never even get to me. So you never have to worry about it being something negative. They can't even I can't even hear them. It's like, what's that? Anyway, yeah.
Yeah, that's it. I mean, I know it's hard to explain what you do because it is. I mean, I've watched it enough now to know that this is the real thing. So it's not about, people are always testing people with abilities like this. I don't test you. I'm just listening to you. And I love when you tell the truth, no matter what the person tries to turn it around to. So, for instance, you might say, "Oh yeah, I'm talking about that person you saw Saturday." And they go, Are you sure you're not talking about somebody else?" So, no, I'm talking about that person on Saturday. So you're saying they're telling me it's that person. You know what I mean? And then all of a sudden you see the person's enlightenment by the end going, "Oh, that's why that's coming through, because I need to see that." That's how I know you're the real thing. And I can feel it anyway. So I'm not going to get into that whole thing. But I am going to ask, how did you know that one of your portals, well, first of all, what deck do you use for that you always pull from? I'm always wondering what deck that is.
So I'm going to show you the ones I use right now, but they do change as my energy changes and as I grow and change. And also, sometimes my guides are like, they know I'm not lazy, but I need coaching and coaxing sometimes. So they'll make me choose decks that are going to challenge me and grow me. And in the beginning, I had just a regular tarot deck. And about maybe a year into me using tarot, they stopped letting me use tarot. They were like, "Stop using the cards. You don't need these cards. You're getting very stuck on the cards. It's not about the cards." And they let me use nothing. And then when they slowly let me come back, I'll show you my favorite deck. It's my favorite. I use it as an oracle deck, but it's a spirituality deck, and it's from a lady named Lindsay Vertner. And she has an amazing story. One day y'all hear it. It's amazing. But all of these are Bible verses. And so my main entity deity that I work with is Jesus Christ. I love Jesus Christ. That's mine. Everybody can work with whoever, but that's who I work with. It works well with me. And so all my messages are all scriptures from the Bible. And so I love hearing it. And also because a lot of my bringing my stories are from it, I already know what they mean when they say it. I'm like, okay, I know what they meant by that. Got you. Because I understand the surrounding things. So that's what I usually pull from the most part. And then my tarot is the goddess tarot deck. And the reason why I got this one, and I know why they gave it to me, is because I was supposed to be learning about other entities, other goddesses and gods and all of that. And I was not. And they were like, "You really should do that." But they knew I wanted a tarot deck. And so one day I was walking in Martha's Vineyard. I manifested this whole trip to Martha's Vineyard. Thank you so much, Tanya. If you still out there, girl, you're great. And they showed me this deck, and I thought it was the most beautiful deck. I'll show it to you guys. It's like really pretty. Everybody in here are goddesses. And I thought I'd be able to use it, and I got it and realized these are not regular tarot. And for me to be able to use it, I had to actually learn about the goddesses. So I would understand the energy behind the cards. And I was like, "Y'all just wanted me to study these goddesses." And they're like, "Yes, and you love tarot. Winning. Here you go. Have the deck." So those are the two I'm using right now. I do alternate, but my favorite is this one. My favorite is this one.
That is so great. You know, one of the things I love about you, I hope it's not weird that I'm focusing on you, because you always focus on everybody. And I really want to get to know you as a person. You're so giving. First of all, I'm noticing. Yeah. That's one of the great things. A couple of things I want to talk about. The first one is how you're manifesting in your daily life to uplift women. This is the part of it that is so incredible to me. Tell them about your tour and your retreats and what you do.
Oh, okay. So I was really, really blessed that I got to retire at 31. So I don't have to work a job. And I've not had an actual job since 2017. So I think I'm on like year almost 5 now, or probably year 5. And I'm really, really grateful for it. But in that, I had a lot of spare time. And I got to a place where, although, people who have like billions of dollars are probably like, "Oh, you can be making more." I'm one of those people like, I just want enough to be able to live and do whatever it is I want to do. And I don't need billions of dollars. I just need enough to live and do whatever I want to do. And I live very well. And one day I was in Orlando, and Houston was having a hurricane, and I was blessed to not have to go back during the hurricane. And I was like, "We'll just stay another week." And my first thought was, "You are very blessed," because I've been in a position where it's like, we got to go back because look, I ain't got money to pay for the hotel. We can't change this flight. So it looks like we got to go back in a hurricane. And I thought I can help other people with things. And I've gotten very good at doing this. And I got it from like zero, like nothing, like negative money. Like I owe people money before I was even an adult money. You know what I'm saying? So if I can go from that to retire at 31, I can help other people get there because I understood it wasn't about the business or the finances or any of that. It was a lot more about their mindset and just them not even believing that it was possible, or just changing their behavior patterns. Not in like a bad way, like you act out or anything like that. But the first things I did was switch from going to happy hour, and drinking at a bar or something like that, to going to tea. I love afternoon tea. They start about the same time. I'm gonna spend maybe a little bit more, maybe a little bit more, but my environment is different. The people that I'm around is different. My energy feels different when I leave. I'm happy and I feel good about myself when I leave. I'm not feeling bad. And so I thought if I could just share these things that I learned with other people who are in those positions, they'd be able to come along. Now, mind you, I realize everybody didn't want to come along. You know what I mean? Everybody didn't want to come
Yeah.
along. So I learned to create these things like the tour and the retreat and the workshops and things like that to just put it out there for whoever did want to come. So I moved from trying to like be like, oh my God, your life could be better, to being like, if anybody would like a better life, I'm having this on this day. You can come and, come see me and we'll talk. And that
What
works better. So that's how I got there.
what is this particular tour called?
It is called the Divine Alliance Tour. I'm really excited about it. I'm doing with the Healing Space with Cameron Mattis. And what we're going to be doing is, you ever feel like there's nobody, well, not you. You're on Broadway, you're in New York and stuff, and I feel like you're around your people. But let's say you lived in Kansas, or you live in Houston even, or wherever, and you're like, there's got to be other people like me around. There's got people who want to do things like I do, or who think like me. And so I created events where you can come even by yourself, knowing no one, and they're orchestrated in a way that when you leave with a sisterhood, you leave feeling like you've connected people. And I continue to have those events in these same areas, so that way you continually have things throughout the year to come to. And so the Divine Alliance Tour is a place where you can come and find your tribe, find people like you, do really cool things that you'd be like, oh, I want to do things like that, but I have no one to go with, or it's not in my city. Now you have no problem. You can come by yourself. I'm putting it in all these cities. I'm making it a thing, and people can come and just like meet people so they can be happy with each other. And then you can start to heal by having the right surroundings around you.
I tell you, I went to your Instagram and I was like, I wish I could go to these things. I can't leave right now. But as you would say, if you want to go, just put it out there and you will manifest it. Because I've gotten, okay. On that note, okay. So I just want to say that, is your show called The Abundant Life?
Yes, it is.
Listen, anybody on Fireside, please watch The Abundant Life. I can't tell you how fantastic it is. I tell you, it really is. It's my morning get up thing. If I'm not up early enough, I watch the replay all the time. And I want to say something about the affirmations that you do. Now, let me tell everybody, the show starts out with what they're telling her about whoever's down there, and she calls the people up. Then she goes into a meditation. And then she goes into usually affirmations. Am I right about the order of
Yes,
the
you
show?
are. Oh, you missed one. I always start with whatever lesson we have to start with.
I'm
so
sorry.
whatever message they give me, it's a lesson, and I teach the lesson for about 20 minutes.
Right. And you're so great with them, whoever they are. And I know you said it's based on Jesus, but it's also, you said your ancestors too. But you also say, oh, they're telling me that, oh, that's not right. They're telling me something, like you're really listening and putting it forward. I love that. The other thing that you do that really blows me away before we talk about the affirmations is if you get something in your body that you feel is going on, you interpret it like outwardly towards the person. You'll say, oh, my left knee is asleep. Blah, 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 blah. And you'll talk to the person. That is so, to have that as a knee-jerk reaction as to how you work. When did you realize that you were feeling the thing that you need to say? I mean, bodily.
Ooh, fourth grade.
What happened?
So I've always been, well, like I told you, my parents have always told me, hey, you have these things, this is going on, and how to use it, move it. I thought they were crazy. And when I was younger, I noticed that I could not watch anything where somebody was physically being hurt or something was going on with them or whatever. I would feel it. And people would say, well, I feel it too. I'm like, no, you don't understand. I can feel it as if it's happening to them. If it's a movie or something, not as much, but let's say I'm watching something real, I could feel it. And so in being able to feel it, I started realizing that these things were not coincidences and things would line up. So I didn't know how it worked, but I know that if this is what it is and I'm feeling this, it always means X, Y, Z. And I started making a mental dictionary of these different symptoms and being understanding of what each of them means. So for instance, I know if my right shoulder blade hurts, somebody is stressed out really badly about something because it sits a certain way. And it's usually work because I remember that I had that feeling when I would hunch over my desk trying to get to work. And so I started making a thought process of, if this happens every this time, and I ask the person, they say, yeah, is this okay? This sign means this, and over time, you just get it together, and then you just know. Which is why you can't lie to me, nor are you going to sway me, because it's been years, and I ain't never been wrong yet. You know what I'm saying? Not with my gifts. Personally, as a person, I've been wrong before, I'll be wrong again. But with my gifts, not never.
I know. But I mean, that surety and that basis of coming from that place to give back and to serve is why I know I tune in. That is why I tune in, because of that. That is, and I
Thank
think
you.
that's why maybe other people tune in too. And I do want to hear from some of your regulars. And on this show, I didn't want you to work. You see what I mean? I know you're picking up stuff now, and I don't want you to have to work. Okay. So that's why I said, can I please interview you? And I don't want it to be work. And that's what I want to find. So you brought up your childhood and fourth grade. So that starts to happen when you're hanging out with your friends. Did you back then say, "Oh, I got to tell you something" for some reason?
No, okay. So I've always been able to do this. And it's so funny because I have friends that I've been friends with since I was 3. My parents put me in school early, so I was 3. And they're like, yeah, I wish I had told you to tell me that a long time ago, because I've always said it, even when I think maybe told me to stop saying it around 3rd, 4th grade. And just start saying that we were Christian, and which we are, but I was giving like all the extra details, and as children are like, that's weird. Oh, what's that? And in doing that, I kind of like left it alone and not really said anything, but still knew. But I knew that it wasn't welcome for me to say things. So instead, my people started sending me songs. So before it was very clearly words, right? It would be like exactly what I need to hear, and it would freak people out. And so they started sending me songs, and so then my friends would just say, "Ma, you got a song for everything," and I would. And so I would change it from telling them what they need to hear to just start singing the song. And then whatever the song was would be exactly what they need to hear, and they get themselves together. So I found ways to still do it, because otherwise you can't be around me. Because my nerves would be like, but I already know this is not the right thing, and you know what I mean. And so if you're not
Yes.
listening, it's hurting.
It's funny you do that in the readings. You'll be just like saying, "Oh, they're telling me this is like, I just called to say I love you." You just like go there, and it's just me as a musician and a songwriter. To hear you get messages, because I dream songs all the time, and I wake up.
Yes, yes.
Yeah. And I know they're coming. That did not, whatever that is. And I bless that. But I do want to say that when you communicate through music, it blows me away. And didn't you have a time in your life where you were going towards being a singer?
Oh, I just put out an EP like 2, 3 weeks ago.
Oh my
Yeah, so
God.
I'm on my 5th EP. And
Oh,
it's yes, yes, yes. So if you click on my bio, in my bio, the link that's in my bio will take you right to my EP. But it's my 5th one, and so it's my 2nd affirmation EP. So it's all affirmations, mantras, meditation type, chant type things to help you with your day. And so the first one I did was called Lionsgate, and it was August 8th, because that's the Lionsgate portal. And all those songs are directed to help you get into that portal. Well, this one I did for this portal. Oh, and in case you didn't know, if you are here in the show, you didn't know, today is an eclipse.
yes,
It
a
is a
lunar
full moon,
eclipse, right?
yes, full moon, super blood, full moon eclipse. And so it was eclipse season. We had another eclipse season earlier in around the 30th. And I wanted to make sure that people had some right things to say to get them through this energy to do it well. So I made another EP, and that one's called Coordination.
Oh, I am so happy you're telling us this. I
Mm-hmm.
really, I got to go get those EPs. Can you tell us once and for all, from your perspective, how to deal with a Mercury retrograde?
Oh, yes. So Mercury retrograde is really, really easy. Think of it not as something against you. Think of it as your friend. It's here to help you, right? So all the little loose ends you're supposed to do, people you're supposed to let go of, jobs you're supposed to change, and you're like, I just don't know. They're the friend that pushes you into the pool. That's Mercury retrograde. But how it does it, it's going to bring everything to the head. It's going to make it so unbearable that either you're going to make a change or you're going to curl into a ball and just wait for it to roll over. So how you get through it is before, now we're already in it, but previously we weren't in it. Before it comes, you make a list of everything that you've not closed out, anything you've been afraid to be honest about, anybody that you just let go off but you didn't tell, hey, we're not friends anymore, any of that, you write a list and you go deal with it yourself. And it might not seem fun. It might not seem like something you want to do, but it's so much better than the universe coming and doing it or God coming and do it. So, for instance, a job. You know that job's not for you. Leave the job. If Mercury retrograde comes and does it, you're gonna find out that they're actually laying off everybody here. They're condensing it to 3 places. You cannot get another one. You're not getting any kind of like retirement or anything, and now you're like having to find a job tomorrow. And you're like, why did that happen? Well, we were trying to get you to leave the job for the last 4 months, and you look like you needed to push. So here you go.
Right. Right. Thank you for that. Thank you for that. So like I said, your show is called The Abundant Life, but also you have these like little themes of the day. Some of these are like talking with your higher self, back to business, what was the reason? And how does each show come to you and you go, oh, I got to go on there and I got to just do that? Does it come to you during the day? Do you ask for it? What happens?
Funny thing, I used to be the person that thought, like, I really honestly thought psychics were like fakes and they weren't real, and like no one told you got to tell a message right now, anything like that. I firmly believed that until it started happening undeniably to me. And so, yes, I will get very firmly, they need to hear this today. You need to talk about this today. This is what you need to say. And sometimes they'll even like make me go write it down or schedule it. And sometimes, some days they'll tell me not to schedule a show. And I'm like, why? And then that day, I don't know why I couldn't schedule it because something will come up and I'm like, oh, I wouldn't be able to do it anyway. And they're like, exactly, this is why we told you not to schedule one. So every single one, they all come to me. I feel like kind of like sermons, but usually I don't really have to use Bible. They're laughing. They say, yeah, I do. I really don't use Bible verses. But right before I got on another app, there was a woman that told me that I was going to be bringing people back to Jesus and bringing them back in and showing them things that are not necessarily what they've been taught. And I was like, never, I'm not going to do that. That makes no sense. And like, and you're going to be doing sermons, you'll be leading. And I'm like, that sounds nothing of anything I would do. And over time, that's exactly what it developed into. It turned into out here, oh, this is what we need to talk about. And then I come and talk about it. And sure enough, a lot of people need to hear that. So the exact same way a pastor would do that, that's exactly how it works.
It's funny because I'm a Buddhist, but I was born Jewish, but I definitely pray to St. Anthony. I'm open to Jesus. You know, I'm just an open person on the planet. So it's the way anybody gets their enlightenment, that's why I called this show Enlightenment, to me is cool. And that's what works for you. And that's what communicates with you. So I resonate so much with your show. I can't tell you. And you also have no judgment about things. Like you have this ability to tell us something and you're not judging it. You're just relaying the message.
Yes. It's a thing I like to call observe and absorb. So instead of absorbing things, I'm just observing it. There's not a good or a bad. As long as the actual ending outcome is something that I like, then it's not a good or bad. You know, it could be like, oh, I lost my job. But if the outcome is now I can move to Peru, you know what I mean? Wasn't necessarily bad. So if we remove that emotion from it and just see it for what it is and say, okay, what is going on now? What do I have? And accept it. Then it's a lot easier. So I don't have to judge it. I can just observe it and then move accordingly.
Now, was there ever a time when you said, I'm not doing this, I got to do something else? And how did you get pulled back to it? What did you learn from that? Because people do that. They get to a place sometimes, right? Did you have that ever?
So yeah, I did. I'm laughing because I'm laughing. They're yelling. They're like, haha, yeah, you did. So I did everything exactly how they say you're supposed to do it, all the way, like since I was little, all the way to about 25. And when I got to 19, I did everything you're supposed to do. Got married, said I'm on my business, everything. But I was able to manifest, and I realized, like, I was like, I got some kind of magic because, bro, like, this is ridiculous. I got to be a professional cheerleader. I got to be a ballerina. I got to do commercials. I got to do movies. I got to do pageants. And anything I wanted to do, I would win, I would get. Like, it was like, after a while, like, well, let me see what else I can do. If that works, let me see what else. And I thought things were going really, really well. And then when I turned almost 25, at the end of 24, it was something that I would really, really want, a relationship. And it was not working in my favor, right? And I spent so many hours like praying, like literally on my knees, begging God to fix this relationship. And it did not. And then I moved out and then I was still begging God to fix it. And it got worse. And it got worse and worse and worse because I'm kind of control things, not saying it was actually for my benefit at the time. And I was like, you know what? I feel like this is not fair. I'm doing everything you're asking me to do. I'm following all the rules you want me to follow. I'm out here doing all whatever work. I would meet random people and I just need to tell them something. I meet people on the bus. People would come sit next to me and say, I know I don't know you, but I feel like I can just talk to you. And I would help them. And so I felt like, hey, I did all this and you couldn't do the one thing I asked. And and help me out. And so I decided I wasn't doing it anymore and I'm going to do whatever I want. And God said, bet, you do that. And then I had 7 years of descent. 7 years of me actually having to work for things. 7 years of me. I remember I went to law school and I made my first like D and I boohoo cried and I was like, what is this? Like I always make straight A's. And God's like, well, usually you're also obedient. So, I mean, I don't think you knew how this worked. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that entire 7 years, things just got worse and worse and worse and worse and worse until one day I got tricked into going to a revival. And I was just like, you know what? I'm good. Obviously, this route is not going well for me. I feel like I'm digging myself further in. So if you can come pick me up, that'd be great. Thanks. And God was like, oh, thank God. Because he was trying to wonder how long he was going to let this go on. Somebody go get this girl. And they came and got me. And the next week, I met my husband. My third husband still. Mm-hmm.
That's it. That is it. If anybody heard that story, that's it. I mean, I had lists of what I thought I wanted in a person and everything. And I'll tell it my story sometime too, but it happened very similarly to that. Um, you know, the other thing I want to talk about is the way you do your affirmations. Now, affirmations are one thing, and your meditations, by the way, are always different. They're always different, and they're very creative. In one meditation, when we get to a certain point, you might say, imagine a board behind you that has pictures of all your dreams on it. You walk over to that board. How do you smile when you look at that board? How do you walk when you see, you know what I mean? It's like really living it and you make it present. So before I say what your affirmations are, if I said to you, Myishola, what's your concept of time? What would you say?
Ooh, okay.
I know it's
Wow. Okay.
heavy, but
Yeah, it's all time happens like simultaneously.
that's
And
what,
so once I've figured out that I can go and fix things or tell my other version of myself things, there are times I vividly remember hearing certain phrases that I will say now to myself at that time when I'm doing like a inner child memory or meditation walking through that makes a difference in that time. And the first one that I was like, no, I remember that. I remember being in fourth grade and I was getting made fun of because of what I was wearing in school. Because I've dressed like this my entire life. Like even when nobody's wearing it, they were in t-shirts and jeans. I dressed like this, whatever. And I always wore crowns and tiaras. And so people made fun of me very harshly for it. And I remember feeling very sad, like I didn't want to wear it anymore. And I remember hearing in my ear, like, don't worry, like you're really, really special. And you're not like those people. And you're gonna find people who are really cool and you're gonna love it. And that's like, please don't stop doing that. Like you're doing just fine. Like you're just stuck here right now. And I held on to that at least till middle of high school. And so I did find I had more freedom to, venture out to meet other people. And once I realized that when I said it to myself at like 31, I was like, I remember hearing that. Then I went through and started doing it on everything I could. Be like, oh, when I was this age, girl, let me tell you what happens here. And started helping and changing things. And it changes and ripples into this timeline as well. And also, just like I can fix the past, when I'm in a timeline I just go surf timelines. So I find one I do like. They're like, oh, this timeline was cool, but this happened. I'm good. Let me go over here. I did chaos magic for a while. I didn't mean to. I thought it was gonna be cool.
What is that chaos magic?
It's when you do okay, so for instance, people who like manifesting on eclipses, like, okay, it's like Russian roulette with magic. There's some energy that's very easy to work with and it's very obvious, right? So like new moon, ain't nothing in the sky. I can put whatever I want, ain't no other energy coming out. It's safe. Then you have things like super blood full moon eclipses. That's not the time I want to start anything new because you don't know what you're going to get. You know what I mean? So one of the things I used to do was do dimension jumping with cups, 2-cup method, which works. But with that, I'm tossing myself up to hoping that the timeline I get into is going to carry everything that I liked from this one over to that one, plus add in all the things I want. Because, when you change one thing, there are other ripples that you might not like. And so I was doing it blindly versus like doing it in more concrete, easier ways that I can pinpoint where I'm going, a GPS location. And so I don't do that anymore. So that's chaos magic. I no longer do that. Now I use a GPS and like, I'm going to land in this timeline at this time right here.
Okay. First of all, can everybody see why you should go to Myishola's show? Because you will see this condensed into an hour and how she talks with people and co-creates with people and helps them. You'll see. You'll see. Trust me on this. This is the first person I've interviewed from Fireside. Okay. Listen to these affirmations. So they start out not normal, but what you've heard before, maybe I am amazing. I am phenomenal. I am loved. I'm a joy to be around. We start there. Then we get into things like, Before I walk into a room, people have been talking well of me. I mean, like you get into this. You know why I relate to this? Because it's like the stage. When I step onto a stage, I have to create a certain thing so that I am there and fully present, right? So I have used these and they work and they're not tricks and they're not positivity brainwashing. They're literally creating a reality where you step into it, you know?
Exactly.
You say things like, even people I don't know are out there talking about enjoying who I am. I am chosen for great opportunities. Listen to some of these. I'm consistently chosen for great opportunities. I receive optimum opportunities for growth. I glow with happiness. Life feels good to me. Okay, so there we are. So then, how can you not, even if you don't believe in any of this, whatever, when you watch a show like that and when you put that kind of energy out, here's what I'm asking. Is there a human quality? I'm not saying you're not human, but I'm saying you live in this, okay? Is there a quality where you wake up one morning, like you said, and you say, I can't do this show. I'm not in this place. Or can you always create value out of whatever state you're in?
Oh, definitely. I can create value out of everything. And you've been on the show, so you understand. I'm very open and transparent with y'all. If it's not, the day's not going how I perceived it to go, I will share that. If sometimes I'm late, I'm like, hey, you know what? I wanted to be at this time right now, but that's not possible. So I'm giving myself grace and we are here now and that's what it's going to be. But I'm always able to come because at any place I can still share. And I'm not doing nothing bang. You know what I'm saying? If I'm going through it, somebody can learn from it today. Let's come on, we'll sit down, we'll talk about it. We'll all talk about it together. So yeah, definitely is always something.
Yeah, I just think it's amazing. Now, what I'd like to do, if it's okay with you, is to bring up some of kind of your regulars. Is that okay with you?
Yeah, of course,
to just
yeah.
really kind of tell people their experiences that they've had, tell everybody else here what. So like Felicia, like some of these people that I've seen, I mean,
Yeah.
yeah, if you'd like to come up and let me know if you want to come on video, I'll invite you anyway. And if you don't want to come on video, that's okay too. I just always like to, just to ask people. So Felicia, do you want to come up? I'll ask some of the people that I know that are your regulars. Felicia
And
first.
yay, thank y'all for coming. I know it's Sunday, so I'm like, normally I don't even do weekends. So I was like, yay, even on Sunday, hooray.
I know. I'm sorry. I got a job.
That's good. No, I was like, no, get your money. This is fantastic. And today's the best day anyway because it's a super full moon. And the best thing to do on this day is spend the day doing whatever you want your life to be. And since this is awesome and I love this and I love you, it's perfect for you to do it today.
I'm honored that you said yes. I really appreciate it. Okay. Felicia, do you want to come to video or you want to stay just on audio?
I'll just stay on audio for now.
Okay. Can you
Hey,
tell
Felicia.
us some of your experience with Myishola?
Oh, yes. Oh, I have dogs.
That's
They're
okay. I do too.
barking loudly. But Myishola has been so great at helping people to see past our emotional blockages and being able to what the situation is. And also, she's able to use her intuitiveness along with her background in just psychology or therapy, like being able to combine both of them together is a very powerful combination. And so you're working through whatever it is that you think you can't do. She reminds us to stop taking realities that we do not want. Yes.
Yes.
She out here creating little little preachers around here because I find myself repeating the same thing to people. I'm talking to my trainer. Stop taking realities you do not want. So we're spreading the gospel that she helped us to understand that we can have anything that we want in this lifetime, and life is truly beautiful.
It is. Oh, yay. I'm so glad that catches on. It takes time for things to catch. I'm like, yay. That's like what I want in general. I'm like, no, I want y'all to go do that too. Because more people that are like happy and positive sharing that, the more that spreads. And then we can be happy. Like, yes, more people can just be happy.
Yes, it's amazing. And I want to get this so I never say it wrong again. I thought it was Myishola. Is it Myishola? What?
Yes, it's Myishola. Myishola.
But where's the accent? On Shola?
I would, yeah, I'd say on the show, Myishola.
Myishola. What does it mean, by the way? Does it mean
So
something?
yes, so I have technically two names. So my father named me Myishola, but my entire name would be Oluwanishola, and it's Yoruba. And so my name means by my presence, like by me being here, God has blessed you. But my actual entire name means God has made me rich. So I mean, I take both of them. So if I used to go by my, but the energy of my was like not beneficial for me. But the energy is Shola. Shola means wealth. So people call me Shola for short, but my whole name is Myishola.
I love it. Myishola. Okay, is it Trayshawn? I want to get people's names right.
Hi, yes, it's Trey Sean.
Do you want to come on video?
I'll just stay on audio.
Okay.
I'm in a nail shop right now.
I love it. She's in a nail shop. Tell us your experiences. I want people to just talk about your experiences with Myishola.
Okay, so I always was a very strong woman of faith. However, when I met I was in the middle of a very, very heartbreaking divorce. And during that time period, it was the closing of my business, as well as relocating to another state and going through what I perceived at that time as betrayal and backstabbing. And Mai came into my life, and she was to me who I had been to dozens and dozens of women before, which was a great support system. She helped me connect with my dreams again and really help me glow up again and help me rebuild myself after giving up so many things that I had once attached my value and my worth to. Not only did she do that, she helped
Aw.
restore my faith.
Oh.
She helped restore my faith. I was raised Christian, but because I went through so many events that I perceived of ungodly and connected to the church and people who claimed Christianity, I had kind of turned my back away from it. So connecting with Mai and having her teach me from a place that I understood was just like so amazing. And since then, I have been able to remove the story of the victim. I've been able to tell my story in a different way that I once was telling it, from a place of empowerment. And I've not only been able to help myself and co-create a new life, a completely new reality for myself, I'm now helping other women do so as well as a spiritual life coach.
This is it, everybody. This is what life is about. We're going through some really intense period on the planet right now, but this is it. Look what people are being inspired to do. This is it. I mean, I just have to say, and see, I wanted to give you these accolades because I know you know about the gift and everything and what you're called to do, but you got to hear how really, I'm so glad, of course, that you're emotionally moved by this because I am too.
I am because I remember when they started, and so I guess this is what we're doing today. So I actually had somebody else that I just before he got back from. I went and there's a pool club, like a swim club out here, and I want to say we didn't have a tiff. I mean, she thought we had a tiff, but as Trayshawn, everybody will tell you, I don't care if you're mad or not. I'll tell you whatever it is, and you be mad. That's fine, because later you come back and be like, oh, I learned. What are you gonna say? And so we were hanging out, and she was like, I was really 2 years ago. I was really upset with you. I was mad. Da, da, da. I was like, I know. And she was like, well, I've grown. I wanted to share with you that all the things you're trying to tell me, like I finally understand them now. I finally see them now, and I see what you saw that I could have got them 2 years ago, but I just couldn't get out of my own way. But now that I've got out of my way, I'm saying, wow, I already had that the whole time. And she's the only one that was like, would tell me basically that it was my fault. And I was like, girl, I'm not concerned because guess what? That's everybody be mad at me all the time. I'm fine. I'm used to it. And so I'm just really happy to hear that from them because in the beginning, they was fighting me too. You know what I'm saying? People would fight me and be like, no, you're wrong. That's not this, not that. And I'm like, okay, well, you sit with that and let me know. So I'm just really happy to hear they do get it. That makes me feel better.
That is it. That's the way your show runs. First of all, that you're giving this information out free. That's why I'm pushing everybody to the show because you're not going to get information like this free anywhere else. And this is why your show is like pretty amazing. And I'm not saying you have to monetize things. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying that I know the value of what you're doing. Okay, that's all I'm going to say. Bad Bunny came up because he said it was one of the first shows that he ever came to. Go ahead, Bunny.
Oh, yay!
Thank you. Hello, Myishola. It's
Hi.
great to finally speak with you.
Yay.
I always came in the beginning of Fireside. I would see that your shows were on at the time during my transit and stuff, and I would tune in. And the first time I came into your show, I was like, "Do I belong here?" I was like shy, but I really enjoyed how uplifting it was. Like I sometimes go back and listen um, while I work out and stuff because it's so
Oh, yay.
motivating. Like
Yeah.
your energy in the morning is like, what's the word? Infectious, if without meaning bad.
Yeah. I
Thank
will.
you.
Yes. Thank you, Barney.
That's what I'm saying.
I
But
so many. Oh,
it
I'm
is one
sorry.
of the first shows that I tuned into here because a month ago when I was I've been here since December, but I was tuning in and I was seeing that things are starting to happen on this application, and you know I really cherish this opportunity to finally say hello and how much your show has touched my life.
Thank
Thank
you
you.
for sharing that so much. Yay. I be seeing y'all down there. Y'all be afraid to like come up though. Everybody when I'm having a show, like come up. You can come up. Like it could be anybody. It's normally the same people because other people will be like, oh, I don't know you. I don't know this. Like, no, press the button. I will let you up.
I know it is, and what I love about it too is that you always you do whatever is necessary in the moment. So if you've talked to the same person 3 days in a row, you will say what you need to say in that moment, and it will never be too much for you, and it'll never be like I told you this. No, you just go there. It's just great.
A
I,
seagull just left. Oh my God. Oh my goodness. A seagull, a hawk, and a bumblebee. And now the seagull is like in circles, circling right now. So for y'all don't know, I have floor to ceiling windows in my living room. Oh my gosh. It's huge. It's a big, big bumblebee. And in front of me. And I said I want to get a camera so I can have like a window cam. But sometimes when things are going really well, and so if they're telling me it's been bad, Bunny, like energy like things will come. So, and it was 444 and he was speaking as well. A seagull, a bumblebee. That bumblebee's back and they're not leaving. The hawk moved to the side, but the bumblebee and the seagull are like both circling. Oh, it's super cool.
you see. Start to look at signs around you. This is what she manifests constantly. Okay. Now, there's some stuff in the messages, which you always read on your show. So I'm going to say Graciella's here, and she's also an incredible person. She's saying, yes, yes, yes. Antoinette's saying, you sit with that, be everything. She's laughing. And she said, that's amazing. And I just want to say that anybody that wants to speak can come up. Some of you, if there's not enough room, I'm going to tuck you back into the audience if that's okay, just so I can get more people. Antoinette, did you want to say something?
I'm sure. Hi friends. I love you guys. Um, I just think this is a really great moment here that you created. Um, Deb, I know that the show is called Barsha Barsha Barsha. I love the name of it. That's amazing. And let me make sure I say this correctly. My Myishola, because I know you don't like to be called my. I love I love you. I appreciate you. And even though I may not always want to hear what comes forth from the spirits, I appreciate it. And I was just sharing with somebody today about the other day when we were on and we were talking about the cards, and because I was laughing at myself and how I was being with somebody, and I was like, well, hey, tis the season. And my fave said, this is kind of really where it is. No need to fight it. This is just what it is, and I'm okay with that. And I'm just grateful to have people like you in my life, and just keep being you, because you inspire me daily. Love.
Girl.
This is like a
Oh,
celebration. This
thank
is
you.
this
She
is what
got to come to Virginia with us. So we just got back 2 3 weeks ago we did a whole moon ceremony in Virginia, and she was one of the ones that came out, and quite a few of the people here came out, and it was just so wonderful meeting her in person because I actually I think I might have known her before, but I really got to know her more here because we have video here. So you feel like you like connect with people a lot more. And it was just so wonderful seeing her in person. So yeah.
Yeah. No, this is it. I wanted a celebration for you. This is what I wanted.
Oh, thank you.
And Ishel, you've never met Myishola, right? And Ishel does incredible dream work.
Awesome.
Yeah. And are you in Paris? What time is it there?
Oui, il est 23h48. It's 11:48.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, but I absolutely wanted to tune into your show, and I have so much energy with these alignments that are happening today in our skies. So I'm just like, I don't think I can sleep.
I understand. Yes.
Right. So thank you so much for inviting me to speak. And Mia, I want to pronounce your name correctly. I know everybody always has a hard time with your name, and I'm sorry about that.
Okay.
Myishola.
Myishola. Myishola.
Myishola. Wow. Yeah. Okay. So yes, and listening to you is it's true. It's very inspiring because just in the previous show that I was doing, I was thinking it was my journey. It, like somebody told me you should talk more about your journey. I'm like, but I don't like it. It feels uncomfortable to put yourself, I guess, forward. Like, what's it called? And in French, it's à l'avant. Se mettre à l'avant. It's how do you say this in English? I forget. Just to put yourself out there. Yeah.
Yeah, putting yourself out, like make yourself vulnerable for people to see where everything is. Yeah.
Right. But to actually say it the way you do, like with confidence and be like, I do this, these are my gifts. It's like, it's difficult for a lot of people, I feel. And so today I kind of had to do that. Well, didn't have to, but I was inspired to do that. But I was like listening to the way you do it. I'm like, that is self-confidence right there. So yeah.
What helped with that a lot? So I know everybody's like, oh, do shadow work. The shadow work I did around that was, what am I trying to control? What am I fearing happening? What outcome am I trying to prevent myself from experiencing? And then when I can write down what I'm trying to prevent myself from experiencing, I'm asking myself, why don't I want to experience that? Because I came here to experience, whether there's not like a good or bad, there's all kind of things I'm experiencing. So when I sat with myself originally, it was like, well, I don't want someone to say that I'm wrong. Okay, why don't I want someone to say that I'm wrong? What is it? What about that don't I like? And so I did a lot of unpeeling on why I don't like people to say that I'm wrong. And it came from people saying that I've lied to them, or when I was a child not being listened to. And I had to unpack all those things and then go tell myself, hey, you're not 5 anymore. No one's going to spank you. Hey, no, if someone says that you're a liar, whatever, they'll come back. And then really get to the meat of, oh, it's completely safe. I'm not in danger if people don't believe me. And when I got to understand that, it was very easy. They've seen me be like, oh, okay, well, you sit with that then. All right, cool. Anyway, and keep moving because it doesn't change anything about my reality. But previously it would, because my thoughts would change my behavior. And then that would change my reality in turn. But now I'm like, okay, well, that doesn't change anything. I'm still safe.
I'm writing that down. I am not in danger if people don't believe me. Oh, that's big, isn't it, Isha?
Yeah, that's a great affirmation because, a lot of us have carry on around this abandonment issue. It's like we haven't, because when you have these sort of gifts, your parents don't necessarily understand it.
But
for me, it was that. I know for you, it was different. For you, I heard what you said about your parents and stuff. For me, it was different. It was like, no, that's silly. Dreams are silly. They wouldn't say it that way, but they would make me understand. That's just everything you're thinking is just in your head. But you have to focus on reality. But reality, what is reality, right? It's like, what is real? And then you notice that the more you tune into your dreams and all the things that are supposedly in your head, that's all part of you. So yeah, it's all interrelated. So this, amazing. So thank you so much. I don't want to take this.
No, it's great. But because I don't want to take up her time past 6 o'clock, my time, 5 o'clock hers. Thank you, Ishel. I'm going to drop people down because I want to make room. I hope this is no offense to anybody.
No.
Okay. I really want anybody else who wants to come up to please. I noticed some regulars on the show and I just think they're just incredible people. So I made some room on the stage. And Marissa, you spoke, right? Or did you not speak yet?
Oh my gosh. They that bumblebee ran into the window hard. as soon as you asked about Marissa. So apparently Marissa needs to speak.
Yeah.
It ran into the window. Like it
Go,
was like,
Marissa.
Yeah, I was getting ready to drive home, and as soon as before I got in my car, I heard like a big like thunder, like sound of thunder. It scared me because I was like, no, I'm not gonna go up. I'm not gonna go up. I was like, oh, just sit down and listen. Walked outside, boom. I was like, yeah, definitely got to get. But yeah,
You got
hold on,
muted.
wait. Yeah, you moved your mic, and now we can hear you.
oh, you can. Oh,
There we
So now
go.
we can hear you. There we go.
okay. Okay, yeah, definitely, yeah. My definitely changed my life. Like when she found me, I was like lost. Like I exhausted all my resources. I had like no initiative, and she was like, "Girl, what do you want to do?" And I was like, "I don't know." She was like, "Yes, you do." It was like going through my day to day obstacles with life. I just had became like I was. I don't know. I wasn't confident in my abilities. And she just helped me strengthen my confidence. And now I listen to myself. I trust my abilities. Like people thought I was crazy for the things I used to say and do. She just brought it out of me. And I definitely feel like a better person because I want to get out and help other people. Like not only me and my friends, I feel like a lot more people are more deserving. And I get really emotional when I talk about mine because she's definitely like a friend I never had,
Oh,
like a sister.
This is what I wanted. I did want a celebration because listen what
I
people
hate
are.
making her cry, but at the same time, I knew I had to say something.
I just think anybody that's bringing this much joy to people has
Yeah,
to be celebrated. It's
yeah.
ridiculous. It's like we need more of that right now, especially,
thank you.
So please, hit the little two
Thank you.
things on the bottom if you want it. We have 5 more minutes. If anybody would love to come up, I'll invite anybody to come up and say what they need to say. To Myishola, somebody's
Now you're making
asking.
me about to. Ooh, dear. Okay.
Tammy, did you want to say something else? Or look, we got requests here. All right, please come up. We're in the last 5 minutes, and I really want you to go ahead. Go ahead, Graciela, or who came up first? Let me see. Oh, Krishanda. Wait, it was Tammy, Krishanda, and then Graciela. Go ahead in that order.
Hi, hello. It's 5:55. Hi.
Oh, it's 555. Yay.
I just wanted to say how when I come to Myishola's show, how much she just inspires me to just really like be myself, and it's okay to be weird. And weird doesn't necessarily mean it's bad or it's something not so good. And just hearing her speak, I say so many of those things to my friends, but I don't address them to myself. So she have allowed me to really be more confident in my magic and in my gifts. And it's okay to make a mistake here and there. She has taught me so much within the
Oh,
last like 2 years. And she's, I don't want to cry. Oh my goodness. She's such a inspiration to me and to everyone around me that I share about her gifts and about the things that she shares with me concerning my family, concerning myself, and that's it. Because I don't want to cry, but I love Myishola so much,
I love you
and I
too. Thank
haven't
you.
even met her a day in my life, and I plan on
Oh.
meeting her in DC when she comes in June.
Yes, I'll be in DC in
Yes.
June. Yes.
Fantastic. Thank you so much for coming up. Krishanda, go ahead.
Hey y'all.
Hey. I'm so glad I remember lashes today,
Oh
dear.
my gosh. I've known Maya for almost 14, 15 years. Yes.
15 now. I'm like, we keep
Yeah,
saying we'll
15
pick a
now.
number and then rock it.
When
Like
I
it's been longer now.
tell you it's the growth for me, oh my gosh. Woo child.
Definitely the growth. Oh my goodness. Lots
I
of growth.
mean,
Lots of growth. She was there
oh my
before
God.
I did the fall off at 24.
Yes. Yes, like in the beginning when she was telling me all these things and I was like, "Oh, okay, friend. I hear you." But I wasn't really seeing what she was saying. But since I've joined this journey with her, it's been nothing short of amazing. She has pushed me out of my comfort zone. She has helped me grow in so many ways. Like I can't even begin to explain. Oh my goodness. My self-worth, my powers, I mean just my overall being.
Yeah.
There is, if there was ever confirmation that God will put you in the right place with the right people, meeting Myishola. Oh my God. We literally met as roommates. Like we were sharing a room at a hotel. And they're like, oh yeah, that'd be cool. Yeah, we just gonna room y'all together. So I was like, all right, cool, you know. I was like, she cool like that.
We're gonna say we're the only black people, and so they decided we should room together because we were
Yeah,
black. And
yeah.
so, what people meant as being funny worked out really great.
I mean, I mean, it's just like it's the elevation, it's the growth, it's everything. She got me in the shadow work class right now, and when I tell you, I'll be sitting in the corner crying and rocking and just dealing with myself, Lord. Be
Yeah.
like, oh, that dang on my shoulder, but you know, I know that it's all for my greatest good. So I want to tell you, my friend, I love you. You know
Oh,
how
I
I feel
love
about
you.
you. I know you feel my energy right now.
Hmm. I feel like,
Thanks for being there for me
I'm
and the
so glad I got my
girls.
lashes
Like,
on.
I know this
yes,
is like.
yes, my sister forever. I love you, boo.
I love you.
Thank you, Krishanda. Okay, we got three more people up here. Graciela, go ahead, and
Oh
then
my goodness, Deborah and Myishola, I'm so, so excited. Deborah, thank you for inviting me to this magnificent conversation. What a joy to know about Myishola. I am brand new to this app. This is like the fourth time I log on it. And so, so, so I feel it. And I'm just so happy to be here. It is the most empowering weekend in a while. And I'm just so, so proud to be amongst all of you. And Maya Shola, we have so much to connect about. Thank you, Deborah.
Yay.
You know,
yes,
it speaks to how much you understand and really know me in the few times that we've connected. And it speaks to your level of energetic awareness. I feel like that you invited me to this conversation to meet and to partake of all of this amazing energy. So thank you for that. And congratulations, Myishola. I mean, so many
Thank
flowers,
you.
and I can
I know. I'm
already
just
tell
like,
that it is so well deserved. For sure, girl. Just take it
thank
all.
you.
Receive mode.
thank you, Graciela. Is it Taria? Taria?
It's Taria. Hi,
Taria.
guys.
Oh, I'm gonna cry again. Dang it.
No, you better not cry, my Charlotte.
I'm
I
good.
I missed the show, but when I was on Instagram, because I actually just got back from a birth. Okay, magical. Yes, beautiful. You know,
She's a doula.
yes.
Oh, wow.
And I saw it, and I saw it, and I was like, let me hop on. And I just wanted to tell you, I'm gonna see you, but I just wanted to tell you that I love you. I love you
Oh,
so much, and I
I love
appreciate
you
all
too.
that you've done for me, Mai.
Oh,
You've helped change my life. I love you. My husband love you. We appreciate you. Look, and I'm sure my children appreciate you because of the impact that you've made on me, which in turn,
I'm crying.
when I share with the world.
oh, I know it has. I need to share something else. So, Taria is the first person I helped from my first nonprofit I ever had. And I remember I quit my job in 2017 because I didn't want to work in corporate America anymore. And I felt like they didn't need me. And I was really good at marketing. And so I remember making my prices really, really low because I wanted people to be able to afford me. And I remember my mentor, she's a millionaire now, she's a multimillionaire, was like, if you want to start a business, you need to raise your prices. If you want to start a charity, then start a charity. And so I did and was like, okay, and I let two people per month get free services and do their whole business. And I met Taria because I used to own a pole dance studio. I owned a lot of stuff at one time. And she came and she was telling me about what she wanted to do, and she wanted to be able to stay home with her kids. And I was just like, well, come on, girl, I got you. And we got her website up and started her stuff and like created packages. And then since then, she's grown it so much. This is like years and years and years ago. So I'm just so happy to hear that because I'm like, oh no, I remember meeting her. And that's the first person I had at my nonprofit.
Oh, this is great. We're just going over a little bit more
Oh,
because everybody is up here, and I want this celebration to finish. So, who else? It was Lucky. Lucky
oh
came up.
dear.
Lucky. Did you have something to say?
I would be last. God, I've cried with everybody else, and I know I'm gonna cry again. But Myishola, you know how much you mean to me. A lot of people didn't even know about my darkest times because they all just see me as strong, 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 strong. And you are the one person that is like, girl, I've been through it too. Let me tell you how I've gone through this. Like, you're literally just like this mirror. And my
This is
person of hope. You give me something to look forward to know like you're my other side, the light on the other side of the tunnel for me. So days that get really hard and long, and I'm just like, I don't know how I'm gonna keep going, or if I'm falling off track, or if I'm stopping. It's always a text message that comes up for you, like, "Hey, dear, how you doing?" And I'll be like, I can't stop because she gonna tell me about myself. She gonna kick my ass. And I just appreciate you so much because I am all the way in Maryland. Have never met you a day in person. And you have loved on me. Whole life. You have loved on me. You have cared for me. You have taught me. But most importantly, you have seen me. You've seen me. You've understood me. You've heard me. When people my entire life could not do that. And I just love you so deeply. And I'm so thankful. I tell you all the time, I'm so thankful to have come in that clubhouse room. To have having the courage, because I did not do cameras and public speaking, and just being like, hell, let her read me. It's funny because you spoke on this eclipse and letting people go, and I told you I was having that tough time with that one friend of mine, and I've spoken to her a few times recently, but I remember telling her, you got to get a reading by her, because I tell everybody that you got to go in her clubhouse and you got to get a reading by her, and she wouldn't get a reading by you. And I knew it was because of what you were going to tell her and what you would reveal, because you give everyone the real.
Yes.
And everybody can't handle it.
That's right.
And, being able to look back on everything and be like, that's one of the key things for me, is she wouldn't get a reading from mine because she didn't want
But
mine to put
also,
the real
I
out
got the
there.
energetic blacks girl, so can't nobody
I
come
know.
behind me ever show up anyway. So you know what I'm saying?
I
But
lucky
no,
I want to tell.
I just appreciate you.
Sorry.
No, you're gold, Deborah. I appreciate you so much, and I love you
I
so
just
much.
want to say that everybody that came up here, everyone that stayed in the audience, Myishola, I hope you can feel what I intended for today, because please, when you go to the Abundant Life in the morning, please look for it on Fireside. RSVP for anything she does. You are being given an amazing gift, and some of these people have never met her, like you heard. I've never met her, and she was my first person on Fireside I wanted to interview, and my mother has been here. I can't even believe it the whole time. My mother is down there. And my mother's name is Martha Jackson, by the way. I need to say that. Okay, but anyway, because it's the greatest name. And then she got married and she became Martha Barsha. Isn't that a great name?
That is.
Martha Barsha. She went from Martha Jackson to Martha Barsha. Okay, Myishola. I want to just quote something you said, and then we're going to close out. And like you said, it's going to be Wait, Bot, Take Us Home. This is what you said in this meditation, and I want everyone to hear it. Behind you is a wall of your dreams. Look at your wins, where you are, who is by your side, the smile on your face. It's already done. It's already happened. And with that, Wait Bot, take us home. It's already happened. Myishola, you're the greatest. Go the abundant life. Make sure you go to the abundant life.